Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to learn about this Apple logo, how to create this inside Cinema 4D and After Effects. Definitely we not gonna achieve the 100% result, but yeah, we'll get somewhere closer to what Apple made. So yeah, let's get started. Hey guys, let's get started on this. So as you can see on my screen, I have downloaded this Apple animation logo from YouTube directly. So you can see it's so much glowing and it has some kind of motion blur kind of effect is going on. Let's try to recreate this in Cinema 4D, but maybe we'll not able to achieve the 100% quality, but at least yeah, we'll get somewhere like 30-40% definitely. Okay, so let's move on. So I've opened up my Cinema 4D and now I'm going to take this circle. So just something like Apple, what we can do, I'm going again taking another circle. So I have two these circles over here, then I'm clicking on this, taking the spline mask and putting both the circle inside this, and right now you can see it's joined up, like it's got union. So I'm just going to just do a subtract b kind of thing, so you can see I have this thing going on over here. So basically my one circle is subtracting the other, so maybe this kind of shape we can take it. Now I'm just gonna select all those things and right click on that and click connect object plus delete. So you can see I have this single object over here. Now the axis is not in the center, so for that what you can do, press shift C from your keyboard. This dialog box will gonna open up and you can just type axis center. It's here directly. Just double click on that, click on all these points, point center, include children, use object, and click on execute. So you can see now my spline got the pivot center. So I'm just gonna place it into the center part. It's here. I'm just gonna rotate it something like this and like this. Okay, so you can see we got our first shape here. Now let's create a proper composition for this. So for that I'm going to use directly square 1K, basically like an Instagrammable post kind of this stuff. Then I'm going to open up my Octane live viewer. Okay, so as you can see I have opened up my Octane render over here. So now I'm going to open up my pure ref also. This is a pure ref which I have took a screenshot from that animation and took it here, so like we can match the colors and effects over here. Okay, so right now you can see nothing over here. So let's create a material for this. Before creating material, let's create a geometry around this shape. So for that I'm going to take sweep and a circle. So basically I'm putting this spline into the sweep and then circle into the sweep. So you can see it's a very bold right now, so we just need a thin line. So maybe one is good for us, or maybe three, something like that. Yeah, and also now I'm going to take my camera over here, taking like 50 mm kind of lens, rotation 0. It should be a proper straight one like this. Now you can see on my screen that we have this shape over here. So let's create a diffuse material. I'm applying this material on top of my sweep, then I'm adding a HDRI environment, so everything is black as of now. Okay, so now we just need a glowing light material for the shape. So for that I'm going to my node editor and I'm clicking on this emission tag. I'm checking texture emission, so you can see something is emitting light. Then I'm pressing Shift C and taking a gradient node. So this Octane gradient node I'm attaching to my textures, and then I'm just changing the color over here to like blue pink kind of thing, yeah, something like that, and pinch of orange over here, and then I'm again take blue only. So yeah, we have taken the gradient, we choose the gradient. Now I'm going to texture emission, clicking on the surface brightness and dimming down the light. So basically this gradient directly I'm going to connect on my diffuse as well, so that the base color is also the same. But right now, as you can see, everything is just pink. So for that, what we can do, click on this gradient and click on this radial thing. Okay, so this two things will gonna come up, the transform node and the projection map. So for that I am just going to scale this up a bit, yeah, something like that. So now you can see like there is something is going on, so we are getting colors on this. Now I'm just clicking on my, I'm just going to click on this material and I'm clicking to the cubic thing. Maybe it doesn't affect, no, it's happening nothing. Okay, so this is fine. Yeah, something like this. I can change the color things over here. Okay, this much is fine. Then I'm going to emission, increasing the intensity of this just a bit, not too much, maybe 1 is fine. Now the main thing is here is this glowing effect. It is gonna come up from your camera imager. So just go on camera imager, this post processing, turn on this thing, then you can just increase the bloom power and the cutoff, something like this, to generate that effect. So yeah, it is here right now, we got something. Now what I'm going to do is I am not happy with the color as of now, because there is just pink too much. So maybe with this something, yeah, this is fine, I guess so. Okay, so this much is fine right now. Now the main thing over here is it has some kind of motion blur right here. Okay, okay, so what we can do right now, see, nothing is animating as of now. So I'm just clicking on my sweep and I'm just going to keyframe my first frame by clicking on this. So my first frame will be like this, and on the second frame I'm just going to rotate this something randomly, but coming back to the same position, so it look like a loop. So maybe 360 minus 360 is the same value. So you can see something is happening, like this rotation is happening over here. Now in between this we should turn on our motion blur in the camera, so it gonna create that effect directly. So for that, first just shift C, or maybe you can do right from here, object, it's not here I think. Okay, so best thing is to just click on your sweep and press shift C and type Octane. This Octane object tag will gonna come up, and double click on that. So our sweep has that Octane object tag over here. I'm clicking on the camera again, clicking on the motion blur, and now clicking on this enable thing. Okay, so as you can see, nothing is happening now, but if I increase this thing just a bit and refresh it, see, you see some kind of blur is happening. I'm just gonna check the thing. Yeah, like this is, I think it's going good. So you see this thing is happening, like with the motion blur is only is possible. Yep. Now I'm just going to change few setting in my camera imager as well, like increasing the exposure over here, gamma a little bit down, saturation this much is fine. So first shape is here. Now I'm going to duplicate this main shape and copying like this and putting this shape little backward. But for that, what we can do is I'm just going to click on this animation thing over here and just placing little backward, so everything is over there only. Or maybe what we can do is, now I'm going again back to my object mode and clicking on this rotation and increasing the size a bit like this. Then I'm just again going to press keyframe on this, so my like this kind of effect is happening. But for the back shape, I'm going to use circle with a very little kind of, like this very thin shape as compared to my main shape. Okay, and if I want, I can move this thing to little backward as well, so it's not too much closer. Something like this is also gonna work. Yep. Now in the middle, now what we can do is, so right now our frame range is from 0 to 90. It is gonna be very fast, so basically just do one thing, press 300 over here, and your this 90 keyframe on both the thing, just drag this thing to like 300. Okay, so it will be very, like if I pause and show it to you, it is gonna look something like this. But now you can see my second shape behind is also moving on the same. So for that, what we can do is, I'm just going to coming on the middle frame like 150 second, and I'm just giving this thing a very random kind of rotation as well, not both of them, sorry, but this behind the scene, this shape only, something like this, and pressing keyframe again. So basically they have random kind of rotation and then coming back to this position. Okay, so yeah, you can see with motion blur we have got this kind of effect. Now same thing which you can do, like create 3 4 5 6 7 shapes over here and give them different rotation. So now I'm going to just experiment with this thing. Yeah, so I've just changed my motion blur thing to 0.38 something, so this is giving me more better effect. Yeah, okay, this much is fine. Now let's me turn on this depth of field as well. So I'm just going to increase my aperture around like 10 maybe, and focusing on my first main shape, 50. Yep, this much is fine. I've turned on my blur as well and the motion blur, and we have a glow over here. In our camera we have the bloom power as well. Now I'm just gonna uh, copy this second shape as well and place it little bit differently, like something like this. I'm going to increase the shape as well. Okay, so you can see we have created this thing over here like this. So you can create more better way definitely by playing this shapes and animating this into a proper way. So like if you can see here, there are more shape and it has a more blur in the background, so maybe just creating 3-4 more shape and keeping it more behind and just increasing the blur, that is gonna also help. But as of now we are going to render this, and it's not final yet because we have to take this render into After Effects and apply some effect also to create better way or something like that. But this is nice. So for rendering I'm just gonna render into a like PNG format, definitely not extra. I have my part tracing over here. 200 sample is good enough as of now. Clicking on all frames to render, and I'm just click on this render button. Oh, right now it's happening on the standard render. Wait, it should be Octane Render. So my render is started over here. Okay, so we are here in After Effects as of now, and my render is already done. So I'm just going to import that thing into my After Effects. So this is my render. I'm just going to drag and drop over here and putting this into a new composition. So if you see, I have this render over here. Like if I play, this is something is happening very nicely. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to duplicate this layer by pressing Ctrl D. So I have this and this. So in this I'm going to apply an effect called echo like this, and it automatically close up and just changing. I'm just playing with this things little bit. It should be like 4 maybe. Intensity should be very less. Oh, I have to go to start thing, then playing something like this. Yeah, so if now I play, many things is happening. And also I'm going to apply on this top thing called radial blur as well, so you can see it automatically gets blur. there was main thing which is happening in Apple logo animation is like this thing is like coming towards the camera, like zoom in and then just going back to there. So we can do that directly in Cinema 4D as well when we are animating this shape, like animated like it's coming toward the camera and then going back to shape. But we have this as of now. So what we can do is we can place like keyframe this thing into a After Effects as well. So for that what I'm going to do is this is my 04 is like my composition for this whole thing. I'm just going to put this composition into a new composition like this. So in this I'm just going to scale and position. As I'm just going to place the keyframe over here, and when I'm going in the middle of this like 5 seconds, I'm just going to increase the scale like this, and then on my end frame I'm again going to press 100 only. So it's like this thing is coming towards the camera and then going back to this shape. So for that let me just edit my keyframe little bit like this. Okay, something like this. So now if I play, you can see this effect is happening very nicely and then going back to that thing. Now on top of this I'm just going to apply an adjustment layer and taking the lumetri color over here, just me editing few things like this, enhancing the, and also maybe the colors is not fine if in case. So I'm just going to check, yeah, this purple is there. Now if I'm going into mid frame, I'm just going to increase the contrast and the exposure a bit. So yeah, here we created not exactly same, but yeah, something very close to the Apple logo event. Okay, thank you so much guys for watching this video, and please do not forget to subscribe my channel. See you.